y'all, so today I'm going to be doing a video that a lot of you guys have kind of hit me up and said you wanted to know more about. So if you've watched some of my videos, you know I will do a lot of nail stamping in place of my nail art. Now if you've never done nail stamping, you've never seen it, it's just these plates that you transfer that image onto a little jelly stamp, and then you transfer that to your nail. So there's all different types of images you can use. I personally love to use stamping during Christmas. Like, that's when I use it the most. All of the fun nail art you can do with that, hands down one of my favorite times to use it. Now in this video, I have a few items from Maniology. Thank you so much for sending me these products, and I'm going to show you guys how I stamp. Now y'all know how I do it. I'm going to go in depth so you guys can try to learn to do this yourself, and hopefully you will be adding some of this stuff to your collection. So I'm going to go through it, kind of explain some things, and then I'll get into the actual tutorial. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to just go through the products that I do have. Like I said, this is from Maniology. I'm going to start off with their Rebel stamping kit. So it's always good to get you a little kit. Of course, that's going to build up your little collection, and then you just get pretty much everything you need to start off with in the beginning. So let's jump right in. They do have a bunch of different kits on their website. This is just one of the ones that I chose. So it comes off the bat with 2 stamping plates. So they always come with this little protective film, and it's going to be hard for y'all to kind of see these because it's so reflective against the camera, but I'm going to try to show you. Okay, so I got that protective film off, and I hope you guys can kind of see the plate. So they have so many different designs. So it's all just up to your preference. I always look for things that are trending. So a lot of this pop art is trending. That's why I got this one. And yeah, you just find one that you like. Now, the thing with the stamping plates, every stamping plate is not made the same. So that's why you got to kind of switch up your technique according to what you're going to use. So I have other plates from them, so I know that their plates are good, but you have to be careful about which ones that you get. So I have this one. This kit comes with 2 plates, and then I also have this one. I really like the eye on this one. Let's see, I like this little snake. Oh, I didn't even see that one. This one, I kind of like that kind of craft type of stuff, witch type of stuff. I like that for nails. This is very, very cute. This would be a cute design also. Little sweater. So all kinds of cute designs. So here we have just a little guide. Then of course you have your scraper. You always have to have a scraper to scrape your plates. And then this one comes with a lilac polish, yummy gummy. That's cute. And then a glitter polish. So like a silver metallic glitter, mirror, mirror. And then here is the stamper. All right. Now with stampers, as long as it's clear, I'm with it, okay? When you start talking about those old school silicone white ones, I need a clear one. And this one looks like it's a pretty good size. Ooh, I love that. Like it'll fit right over a long nail. So, stamper, have to have that. I have a angled nail art brush. You always need this to kind of clean up anything on the nail. Especially when it comes to stamping, you're going to need a brush for cleanup. That's a must. So here's their angled nail art brush. Very nice, very nice. And then I have one of their polish kits. Now, when it comes to stamping polish, I always use a stamping polish. I do not use regular polish whatsoever. There are some regular polishes that will work, but For just a better quality, you want to go with a stamping polish. And a lot of places, of course, if they make the plates, they're going to provide their own polishes too. So you always want to make sure that you get a stamping polish. So this one is a neon set. So summertime's winding down, but I mean, you always need those neon colors, okay? If you're just starting out, I would suggest that you get like your primary colors, your blacks, your whites, your silvers, your golds, and then, you know, blue, yellow, green. Start with that, and then you can work your way up to getting all of the other colors. Okay, so for their polishes, like I said, this is pretty much a neon set. So you have yellow, which is pencils down. And then you have a lime green, food fight. Then we have the blue glue. And then pink, class clown. Then we have a hot pink, slam book. And then the orange is summer fun. And like I said, this came in a set. The set is called School's Out. So if y'all want to grab this, that's what this set is called. So this is a pretty good size for a stamping polish. Other polishes, I'm used to them being more smaller, and that's okay because they dry out very, very quickly, and you can still use them. Of course, when that happens to me, I just get some nail polish thinner and kind of thin it out. But this size, this is a big size, so I'm glad about that. And I like the packaging. It's very sleek, just shows you all of the color. I love it. I also got this with my little set, and it is, let me see, a cotton holder pretty much, so you can grab cotton with that and then clean off your plates. So that's super cute. Look at that little pineapple. Okay, also they have a base coat, a sticky base coat, and then their top coat. So that's this. This is if you're going to be doing it with regular polish. So this is the base coat, sticky base coat, and then this is the top coat. If you're going to be doing like a regular polish set, then you would use these. I use gel, so we're not going to use that. But if I was to paint or polish my toes or something, I would use that. So I have 2 more plates because the other 2 was not enough, obviously. So for these plates, I'm showing you guys a still pic of these because the lights were just too horrible against those plates. But this one here is a leaf plate, and I am so glad that I got this one. During the fall season, y'all, I cannot tell you how many leaves I use. Encapsulated leaves, stamping leaves, sticker leaves, everything leaves. That little pumpkin and those leaves, and then the words, all of that makes just for a very, very good plate. So this plate will definitely get a lot of love come fall season. Then the next one I got, how cute is this? Now, of course, y'all, clouds are definitely in. Someone always requests clouds, and they're very easy to do, but babe, you can just stamp them real quick, boom, you're done. And then look at here, they have the little rainbow, so that kind of goes good with these clouds. You can always mix up your designs too. So if I was going to do this, I would do the rainbow, and then I would put these clouds, like this small one, right under that rainbow. And then how cute are the teddy bears? The stars, y'all. Oh yes, honey, the moon. This one with all the moon and the stars, I love that. And then this one, this reminds me of kind of like the candy drips. So I would use that one for that. I love it. And then like the little, this one I love, hands down. I love all of this little stuff right here. I think I will use this one for sure. You're also going to need a lint roller. I just buy a ton of these from like the Dollar Tree, and I keep them on hand because you definitely need these to clean your little stampers. So after you use it, you just clean it off, and that'll take that polish right off. You also need acetone and a whole bunch of paper towels. All right, so now that we went over all of this stuff, I'm gonna get into the how-to of stamping. So let's do that. Okay, y'all, so now we're going to get into the actual how-to of stamping. So I have my stamping plate, I have my scraper, and then I have my clear stamper, and then I also got my rolling pin, which you need to clean your stamper. And then I have a whole bunch of acetone ready to be used. And then of course, I have all of my colors. So the first thing that I do, I don't care if my plate is new, I always clean my plate before I start. So I'm just going to take a paper towel, apply some acetone, and clean my plate. And then this is just my preference. I like to place a paper towel underneath my plate so that when I come and I scrape, all of that excess polish is just going to go onto my paper towel, not onto my table, blah, blah, blah. Stamping is very, very messy. So you want to make sure that you have your space ready for that. So for now, I'm just going to use this little template just to stamp on so you guys can really get a clear picture of what I'm doing. And this is just a nail art template that I downloaded off of Google, and then it's laminated. So I like to use this for practice. So, okay, I got my plate clean. Now let's talk about polish. Like I said, you want to use a stamping polish. Regular polish is just not going to give you the best results. So I'm going to choose my image, and whenever I choose my image, I position my plate the way I need it to. So for instance, if I'm going to use this leaf up here, I'm not going to have my plate like this. I'm going to have it close to me to where I can be right here and I can scrape. So you want to make sure that you're in a comfortable position. You have the plate positioned right. So from that, when it comes to your polish, you don't need to add a lot of polish when you're doing this. All you need is pretty much a dollop, because what's going to happen, you're going to place your polish onto the stamping plate. These stamping plates are etched. The design is etched into the plate. So you want to be able to put your polish on top of that image, and then when you scrape, that polish is pretty much just sitting on the top of the image. And then that's when you come in and roll. So you don't need a lot. So first thing you do when you go in, so I'm going to take my polish and say I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to dollop, just a dollop. And the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you're holding your plate down flat. These plates naturally kind of like pop up, so you want to make sure that it's flat on there. Now see, I went and applied this polish, and as I was talking, it's drying. So as soon as you place down the polish, it starts to dry. So that's why I say you have to be quick about it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. So when it comes to using your scraper, this scraper came with it. It really comes down to preference on what type of scraper you like to use. I find that if they're more thicker, then I like them more. I feel like I have more control. But the main thing, you just don't want it very flimsy. You know what I'm saying? This one has a good control to it. I can be able to hold it and then really just move it across the plate. So that's what you want to look for when you have a scraper. So next thing, when I come in and I polish my image, this is, I feel like, the main thing you want to focus on. You want to focus on pressure, how much pressure you're actually applying over your image. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold my scraper right here at the end, and then this is the image I'm going to use. So I'm going to take my scraper, apply it right there at the beginning of the image. Now I'm holding it here, but I'm pressing down here at the tip. So this is where my pressure is going to be. Now I'm not pressing it to where I'm going to break the scraper, but I'm just pressing it up against the plate. Once you feel that pressure of it up against the plate, you're good. You don't want heavy pressure, and you don't want it to be too light also. So when I have it here at the beginning of the image and I'm applying pressure, All I'm going to do is hold down my plate here so it's nice and flush to the surface. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scraper, pressure here, and I'm just going to pull it back over my image. That's all you do, is you pull it back. Now, like I said, as you're pulling back, you want to maintain the same pressure that you have here, so it's going to be all even. So I'm holding down, applying pressure, and then just going back. So it's all just in one motion. You don't want to come in and kind of do this, or just barely come across it like that. You want to apply even pressure and pull back. That's it. Okay, so once I come in, I'm going to show y'all really quickly. I'm going to apply just a dollop, and as you can see, I'm not flooding the whole image. I'm kind of putting most of the polish at the beginning, because what's going to happen, I'm going to scrape it through the image. Now, if this was a full image, sometimes I will go over and polish kind of all of it, but you don't need to do that. So, okay, now I'm going to take my scraper, press it here at the beginning. You can see where the polish is at and then where my scraper starts. And then I'm going to apply pressure and then just pull back. And as I'm pulling back, look where all of that polish goes. I'm just going to wipe it as it goes across that paper towel. And that's just going to help you keep this from getting so clogged up as you're stamping. And then of course you can clean this with acetone too as well. But that's why I say having the paper towel underneath will help you catch all of that product and then clean your scraper as you go. Okay, I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to show you one more time. So I'm going to take my polish, apply just a dollop, come in with my scraper, align it, apply my pressure, hold my plate down, and scrape back. Scrape right over that image. All right, let's take that off. Okay, so that's how you use your scraper up against your plate. Now, it's going to take, I want to emphasize this, y'all, so much practice. And even as I'm working on a client, sometimes I have to do this 2 or 3 times, because not every time you get the perfect image. So it may come off and then it may be a piece that didn't. I'll go back and I'll redo it. So don't get too frustrated with it. I would just say keep practicing, keep practicing. So that's kind of like the first thing I want you guys to focus on: holding your scraper, applying your pressure here at the top of the image, and then just bringing it back. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing is going to be actually picking up that image onto your little silicone scraper. So once you scrape all of your polish off, you have to come in quickly with this. That's why I say as you're working, you need to have everything that you're going to use ready to go. So if I'm working on a client, I have my scraper, my plate, my polish, my little stamping tool, my lint-free roller. I have it all here, and then I have my client here waiting with their little hand, and I know which one I'm going to use it on, because you don't have a lot of time. Your polish is going to dry. So when using this, you don't want to come in, and I'm going to try to move this up so you guys can see. You don't want to come in and just like that. That's not going to do it. So what you need to do is, if I'm coming in and I did my image, I'm going to roll my scraper over this plate. So let me lift it up so you guys can see. I'm taking my scraper and I'm gonna roll it over the image. So this too, you do not want to be pressing down with all kinds of hard pressure. It's just a light roll, because remember, that polish is sitting on top of this plate. All you want to do is come in and roll it over and catch it onto the surface of this. So that's a main thing you need to focus on. Make sure that you're not going in and just pressing down really hard and trying to pick up that image. Now, I will say, with some images, maybe something that has like a lot of etching, you will have to use a little bit more pressure, but that just all determines on the etching of that certain image. And as you go on and you do this, you start learning how much pressure you need to use. So I'm going to come in with my polish, dollop, come in with my scraper, hold it down, apply pressure, boom, scrape that away, come in with my roller, and then just rub that right across. And there's my image. And also you can come in and take your little scraper and get off any extra bits that's on there. Because when I come in and I place this onto the nail, you don't want all of that. But if that's the case and you couldn't get it off, you can always go in and clean it up with acetone. And then if I also come in and I just apply pressure down here on this image and kind of lift up more so over here, you won't end up getting that. But like I said, stamping is so easy because it's regular polish. You can just go in with acetone. So it's an easy cleanup. Come in with my polish. Pick up my image. And sometimes when you scrape, you may not get a perfect scrape the first time. So if I come in and I scrape like this, it still can be a little bit of extra polish on there. All you have to do is come in and scrape it one more time. You don't want to get into the habit of scraping too many times, because then you start scraping away at the image and you don't want that.
To nobody new. Can you believe that we could be forever in heat?
And then like I said, all you have to do is come in and clean up anything you don't want. Okay, so now I'm going to get into how I would use these kind of for a design, I guess. So I went in and I just applied some tips and then kind of did just like a little bit of design over these. So I'm going to go in and just stamp some for you guys, just to show you how I would throw it all together. And this one I'm going to use just a white that I have. And right now, I'm gonna take away those ones right there. Don't need a lot. And then I'm gonna line it up on the nail and just press down. And I am pressing with some force. And then just come up like that. Now I will say, my nails are in such a need for a cut down, y'all. So I am having a hard time kind of using my roller, but that's just because of my nails. So let's do one more. Come in with my white, hold down, scrape away, come in with my roller, roll right over that image. And see that? I don't want that to get in my design, so I'm going to take that off. Then I'm going to come in, position it how I want, and just press down. Just like that. Multiple colors, so I'm going to start with the pink. And I'm just going to do a little section. And I'm only going to place these like randomly. Just like that. Okay.
gotta try from the boat. But if you so for real, you could get it wet, but not too much. Don't wanna drown a flame, keep that fire lit. Breathe life into it. Now we own my place, always stays true. I won't give my body to nobody new. Can you believe that we...
Alright guys, so I'm all done showing you how I stamp with Maniology stamping plates and stamping kits. Don't forget, I'm going to leave a link in the video of all of these products that I used if you want to get into that stamping nail art. Now, as you can see, I finished my nails over here and I did top coat twice. That is something else that you need to make sure you're doing. If you are stamping, you're top coating those nails twice. And that is it. If y'all have any questions, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in another video. Bye.